What is a PillBilly Fantasia?
A pill addict is called a pillbilly in slang. And so I really like that term. And this show is really about our growing cultural consciousness about how many pills we take. These pills that I collected are, what they show is that they're a cross-section of what we take as a society. And so a large majority of us are painkillers, anxiety meds for heart disease, and constipation. And I think that shows to a very large degree what it is that we suffer from.
How did you choose which pills to include in this room?
I came into a very large bucket of 5 gallons of pills, and I photographed every single one of those pills. And so in terms of what the pills do, whether they're a painkiller or for heart disease or anxiety or attention deficit disorder, that was decided for me, that whatever pills were expired and put back into the bucket are really a reflection of what people need and what they take in at least in the pharmacy, one pharmacy in Toronto. And in terms of how I laid them out, that was an aesthetic question. I chose that based on what I thought sparks my own imagination and interests me, and I thought that it was very beautiful to concentrate on these pills as aesthetic objects and not merely just as medical items. And so that's why they're laid out according to a color shift that progresses through the room, and I think it really draws the eye in. It draws my eye in.
So your background is in photography. What inspired you to go beyond that and just venture into sculptural photography?
Documentary photographers tend to make sense of the world through their photographs, which is what I do, and in a way this is me making sense of this 5-gallon bucket of pills that I inherited, which I stared at for 6 months and didn't know what to do with and didn't know how to display, although I knew it could be something spectacular. And even though what I normally do is print photographs and I put them on a wall, in recent years I've been trying to do that in as immersive a way as possible, so that I try to push past a 2-dimensional way of seeing, where you just walk up to a space and you stand there and look at something. And I've tried to go beyond the borders of my frames and create spaces that ask for a little bit more interaction. Loosely put, I mean not literally put, but loosely put, I'm creating a place where people come in here and think about the idea of what we worship as a society, and the idea that like I said, this idea that is becoming more popular, that maybe these aren't some magical chemicals that can cure any and every disease that we have as humans. And they're not just really pretty objects. They are chemicals, and not all of them are more than just palliative responses to conditions that have been created by many, many years of misuse of our bodies. Without getting into too much philosophizing, I guess I also just wanted to address the idea that we're not born anxious, we're not born with heart disease, we're not born in pain, and these pills are a way in which we maintain our sense of self, our physical sense of self, and I found that really interesting. I would like it to be a starting point for thought